Here you are.
Buy for a plate.
Paying all these $10,000 bonds here, $5,000 bonds here, and here you come in wearing a Louis Vuitton jersey? Really? Really? After all the money the county has spent on representation for you, you're coming in here with a Louis Vuitton jersey?
Now that's a classic courtroom moment. The judge's frustration isn't really about fashion, it's about respect. When someone facing serious charges shows up in designer clothes, it can come across as arrogance or a lack of awareness of the situation. The message is clear. Attitude matters as much as the facts. But what do you think? Is a judge being too harsh? Or is this simply a much-needed lesson in humility?
Oh, this is wonderful. Have we done a TRAS?
So he has a prior TRAS, but I think it may have expired and we'll need to.
And the prior one recommended like that. But you're.
One way or the other, it's going to stop. All I'm asking you to do is be clean. That's all. It's got to happen one way or the other. Do you understand, Mr. Hunter? You now stand charged with, again, with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you a 12-month deferred. Deferred is a type of probation that if you complete it successfully, you do not end up with a conviction on your record. But you can't tell people it was dismissed. It's not dismissed. It's if you complete it successfully, you don't end up.
Listen closely. This is what's called a deferred adjudication. It's like legal limbo. Not guilty yet, but not truly free either. If Hunter slips up, he'll face the full sentence waiting in the shadows. It's mercy with a countdown, a second chance on borrowed time. But here's the real question. How many chances should the system give before it finally locks someone up for good?
For the conviction. For you to complete this successfully, you must do an effective decision-making class, a gun safety class, and a TRAS. This is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess other conditions, you must fulfill them. Forfeiture of the weapon, no drugs, no alcohol, 40 hours of community service instead of the community service. If you do a parenting class, I will consider the 40 hours of community service waived. I would like the TRAS done pretty quick. Like, okay, that'd be great. Yeah. Since he's here, it's probably the best thing to do. Giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You could be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal once you accept this agreement. You are stuck with us until you complete it successfully or it gets revoked. I'm going to tell you now, Mr. Hunter, that I can hold you for up to 3 years. We will do everything in our power to ensure that you get clean and remain clean. Do you understand? You hear me? How do you plead to this offense? Guilty or not guilty? I'm not going to find you guilty. I'm going to withhold that for 12 months. We're going to send you now for a TRAS. You can come back. We'll see what it says and we'll go from there. Okay.
Judge, without going too far into attorney-client communications, I have admonished Mr. Hunter that if he violates any term of the deferred, that the state can start a motion to adjudicate where he would have a hearing in front of you, and you can sentence him up to the year in the Harris County jail.
If you violate this agreement, glad you said that because I forgot to say that. If you violate this agreement by not doing what you're supposed to be doing, by testing positive, picking up a new case, having a gun, a warrant will be issued because we will file a motion to revoke your probation. We will have a hearing here. And if they prove it to me, you are facing a year in jail. Do you understand? But me, I'm not interested in jail. I'm interested in having you be clean, and we will do that. However, it can happen. If you're able to do it on the outside, wonderful. If you're not able to do it on the outside, we have facilities available for you at no cost to you. You understand? Now is the time. Okay, good luck.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, ma'am. Come on up, Mr. Sandwick, rolling up here in shorts, like he's going to the beach.
No, I just. How you doing, sir?
This is not your first rodeo in the courthouse.
It's been a while since I've been in there, so. Wow.
Don't come to court in shorts again, otherwise I will put you out.
Yes, sir. I
Understand.
apologize. Yes, sir.
It's a complete sign of disrespect. There's a certain dress code that we have here. You now stand charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Now, ask who the accuser is. Please, sir.
Didn't ask you to say anything. We're going to do probable cause. I need to know what happened in this case.
All right.
On November 10th, 2024, at approximately 6:19 p.m., a law enforcement officer was dispatched to a suspicious person call at Halcyon Games in Orange County, Texas. Law enforcement officer made contact with the complaining witness, the store manager. Complaining witness called police regarding the defendant who came to the store and attempted to sell a previously stolen item from the same store. The manager could not prove the item brought to the store was the actual item attempted to sell. Complaining witness called the law enforcement officer and the was gone upon their arrival. Approximately 2 p.m., the complaining witness in the surveillance video, the defendant inside the store and appeared to be shopping. The defendant then took and concealed 2 MTG booster boxes inside a shoulder bag on the defendant's person. The defendant passed all points of sale without showing any intention to pay for the items. The total value of the items was $599.99. This was from a game store owner, Halcyon Games.
Mr. Sandwick, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now ordering you as a condition of your bond not to go back to this place. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I find that you go back to this place, if I find that you pick up a new case, if you miss court again, a warrant will issue. No more PR bonds for you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
Yes, I can.
Okay, we're going to give you time. So I will have you go to Ramona, sign a reset. I'm going to have you take a seat in the jury box. So we'll get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it. And after that, you'll be free to go.
Thank you, sir. I apologize for the short.
That's all right. Just please. Wait. Can you file this condition, please?
Yes, sir.
You are Mr. Coombs.
Yes.
Mr. Coombs, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense.
Ofensa.
You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine.
De $4,000.
We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent.
Derecho a mantenerse
Anything you say can or will be used against you.
será usado en tu
You have the
contra.
right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On April 5th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, the
95 en el
law
programa
enforcement
Amistad
officer
de los
saw a
cristianos
truck fail to
vio
signal
un
a
camión
left
que no
turn
dio su
and drive on
señal
the
a
wrong
voltear a
side
la
of the road.
izquierda y manejó
Law
en el
enforcement
lado
officer
equivocado
initiated a
del
traffic
carretera.
stop and made
Hicieron
contact
un
with the
alto,
defendant.
hicieron contacto
Law
con el
enforcement officer
acusado.
observed signs of
Observó
intoxication and called for a
señales de
second law enforcement
ebriedad.
officer to
Llamó
conduct a
al
DWI
segundo
investigation.
oficial para que le
That
hiciera
law enforcement
pruebas de
officer
campo.
observed red, watery, bloodshot eyes,
Observó los ojos rojizos,
strong odor of
llamados,
alcohol,
un fuerte olor de
poor
bebida
balance, and
alcohólica,
slow speech.
poco
Law enforcement officer placed the
equilibrio
defendant
y
in
el
custody
habla
and searched the defendant's vehicle
afectada.
revealed a
Hicieron,
phone
I'm
copy.
sorry, can you repeat that?
The law enforcement officer
El
placed
oficial
the
de
defendant
policía
in
puso al
custody
acusado bajo
and a search
custodia
of the defendant's
y de un
vehicle
registro
revealed
del
a phone
vehículo
cuff and
no
alcoholic
una
beverages.
bebida alcohólica.
Standardized field sobriety
Hicieron las
tests
pruebas de campo
were conducted,
y
and the law enforcement officer
el oficial de
observed 6
policía
out of 6
observó 6 de
clues on the
11
HGM
pistas
test,
del
4
HDM,
out of 8 on
4 de
the
un
walk
golpe de
and 3
caminar y
out of 4
voltear
on
y
one
2
leg
de un
stand.
4 de parar en una
The
pierna.
defendant refused to provide
El
specimen,
acusado
and the blood
rehusó
warrant was
dar una
obtained and
prueba, le
executed.
hicieron
Since 2017, DWI, assault,
agresión.
late last year evading arrest in a motor vehicle, and now another DWI.
Otro. Jarebe.
If you are not in this country with permission and you go to jail, what happens?
¿Qué sucede?
Mr. Coombs.
Mr. Coombs.
No, por favor.
They will deport me.
Right. I don't know what I need to do to
Okay.
keep my streets safe. But if I find that you, one iota,
Un chiste.
do anything to break these bond conditions, I'm going to make your bond so high you will have hair falling out. Do you understand?
¿Lo entiende?
I would
Understand.
figure that it's elementary that you're not tap alcohol in the car while you drive.
El alcohol.
I am now taking away your privilege to drive, and you will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. If I find that you do, I will blow a gasket. I can have a contempt hearing, and every time you drive,
Cada vez.
you can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine.
6 meses.
Do you understand?
Él entiende.
Entiendo.
I understand.
Not
Se
to
le
consume
ordena que no consuma
illegal drugs.
o drogas.
On one ankle, I'm going to put a scram monitor so I know that you're not consuming alcohol.
Asegurarle que usted no-
On your other ankle, you will get a GPS monitor, and I'm giving you a curfew because I do not want you out in the middle of the night. And if I find that, like I
de
said,
la calle.
Any
En medio de la noche,
thing
perdón.
of these conditions are broken,
Pero cualquiera de
into
estas
jail you will go
a la
with a
cárcel.
bond that will hit the nubes.
I understand.
I am sending notice to DPS now that I am placing a restriction on you that you are not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an ignition interlock on it. Every single officer in this state
Ya en
will
este
know
estado sabrá
that if you get pulled over and you don't have an interlock, into jail you will go.
para la
Because the
cárcel
document
va.
we're sending now to DPS notifies every officer that you're
Cada
not
oficial.
allowed to drive without an ignition interlock in the car.
Gato en su carro.
Do you
Lo
understand?
entiende.
Entiendo.
I understand.
The worst possible
Peor.
thing you can do in the short life that we have, Mr. Coombs, is get into a car and drive.
Hacerse un carro y manejar.
Entiendo.
I understand.
Judge, what was the curfew?
9 to 6.
9, 6.
You're ordered not to consume alcohol,
Tiene que no
illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication.
medicamentos no
You will be
recetados.
randomly tested.
Van a hacer
If
pruebas
you test positive for drugs, alcohol, your bond will be revoked. You will go into custody.
provocará.
Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Newling. If he tells me that he cannot get a hold of you, if you pick up a new case, if you become a danger to my city, you know what happens.
Sabe lo que va a suceder.
Do you understand?
Te lo entiende.
Entiendo.
I understand.
Fellas,
Morning.
and you're charged with possession of marijuana, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Oh, goodness. You're charged with driving while intoxicated, possession of marijuana, and harassment of a public servant. On the DWI, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or 2,000. Are you high right now?
What? Like, what'd you say?
We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, man. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Oh,
On April 6, 2025, a traffic stop was conducted for defense vehicle fence maintaining a single lane, following too closely. The defendant captured a pit stop at a flashing red light intersection. The officer, on contact with the defendant, the officer observed the driver and passenger to make further movements towards the center motor vehicle. The defendant was identified by Texas driver's license. The officer observed slurred speech and bloodshot watery eyes. No alcoholic beverage was emitting from the defendant's breath, and the strong of the marijuana was being. The defendant admitted to having marijuana in the vehicle, and the officer located a leafy substance in the console of the vehicle upon probable. The officer also observed an open beer in the motor vehicle, and another Ziploc bag with large amounts of marijuana. The officer also observed a Ziploc bag of narcotic mushrooms, and a scale with marijuana residue on the surface located next to a large stack of other Ziploc bags. The defendant had $274 in cash. The defendant claimed ownership of the narcotics in the bag as well, and admitted that the items were marijuana and
Psilocybin,
excuse
the
me.
mushrooms.
Yes, sir. The defendant stated that she drank one margarita and that she also smoked marijuana. Surveillance sobriety tests were conducted, and the officer observed 4 to 6 clues on the HGN, 4 to 8 on the walking turn, and 2 out of 4 on the one-leg stand. The defendant refused to provide blood specimen. Search warrant was obtained. The defendant flailed and resisted during the blood draw. Defendant continued to flail and spit on officers and was eventually transferred to a hospital. Blood draw was unsuccessful due to the defendant flailing. Finally, there was another attempt and the blood draw was successful.
Salas, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. If you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, you better address it, because if you don't, and it becomes a problem, I'm going to do it for you. And I promise you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I'm sending you for a test right now, and you're to come right back. Do you understand? If you fail to take the test, if you fail to come back, a warrant will issue. Do you understand?
So you want me to take a test right now?
Right
Yeah.
now.
It's not gonna come out
Stop.
clean.
I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. Come back and then we'll talk further. I'm going to appoint you a lawyer today, but take the test, come back. You understand?
Okay.
You're not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to test you like crazy. Do you understand? If you use after today, it's not going to go well. As far as the marijuana is concerned, I'm going to test you like 50 days from today to ensure there's enough time for it to pass. If you continue to test positive, do you understand?
Yeah.
I'm giving you the opportunity now to stop on your own. If you're unable to, that's when things will go sideways real quick. Does she have a valid license? State? And then any prior DWIs as well?
It's a trooper's and her license is valid.
Okay, all right. So for now, I'm gonna have you sign a reset with Ramona. I'm gonna have you get with Felicia, and I'll see you in about half an hour,
Okay.
please. You know, pills are a complete curse on our nation, because depending on what you're taking, they become so powerful, the addiction, that for you to get off, when you try to get off by yourself, you'll convulse, seize, you can have a heart attack. Not only that, you build up a tolerance and you keep taking. At some point, you will put your lungs to sleep and you die. It happens every single hour in this nation.
Yeah.
I don't want you to use. If I find that you're using, then I'm going to put you in jail and you're just going to stay with me. It's going to happen one way or the other. I don't want you to use, and I'm going to test you like crazy to ensure that you're not using. Do you understand?
What if I get it medically, like a prescription? Yeah, like a prescription.
That can still be abused. And if you're going to pill mills to just shop for prescriptions, I have a problem with that as well. Just because the last thing I want, there's an accident in this case, right?
Like a car accident?
The last thing I want is another death on the street and something major to happen. So I don't want you to use. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Did we put a scram on her ankle, right? Yeah. That device is going to tell me if you're consuming alcohol at any time. Do not put anything in your body that has alcohol in it. NyQuil, cakes, candies, foods.
I took Mucinex for coming, and I'm sick right now. So I do nasal spray.
Okay.
They told me that
Before you put anything in your body, read the instructions to ensure that there's no alcohol in it. I have everybody and their mom telling me here, well, I took NyQuil. I took this. It doesn't matter. You're not to use anything that has alcohol in it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Don't use anything unless you have a valid prescription. And then I don't want you to abuse it, even if you do get one. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you have a lawyer. It's your responsibility to stay in touch with her.
Mhm.
Again, I'm going to test you 50 days from today. If you're still testing positive for weed, it's not going to go well. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay?
I had another question. Whenever I went to.
Hold on. No. Ask your lawyer. I don't want you to, I've got a bunch of DAs here and I don't want you to say something that hurts your case. So ask the lawyer first. She can always come up to me and then we can talk. Don't just start asking things here.
I'm like, no, it was just about the court date. It was about the court date.
Caramba la bamba.
I'm like,
You
yeah,
can pick whatever day you want. I don't care.
okay. Okay. I'll talk to you about that then.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Okay, all right.
You didn't do anything until you sent her.
Okay, so yeah, I want to scram on her ankle and I want her to test weekly so that we know she's not using. Okay?
I wanted to talk to you about that too.
Okay.
I'm going to waive all your fees. It's never about the money. I don't care about the money.
No,
It's about you not using and staying out of trouble.
I don't have no card.
She can tell you how to do that.
Monday, Thursday?
Yeah.
Or
Just one time a week, random. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you have to leave.
If as fast as we can get it to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
today my dad's here, but that's for today.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good luck, Miss Ellis.
To be excused, Judge.
Yes.
Okay. We have,
All right. You are Kara Lopez.
Yes.
Miss Lopez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On March 26, 2025, an officer was dispatched to a crash on Antoine Drive, Orange County, Texas. The officer learned that an unknown party called 911 at the time of the crash. It was informed by another officer who arrived on scene that the observant clinic being treated by inmates. The officer informed the other officer that the defendant had already been transported to receive medical care. After spoke with Will witness, who stated that the defendant was assaulted and struck the witness's vehicle, causing damage. The witness stated they observed strong odor of alcoholic beverage leading from the defendant, and the witness came in contact with him. The witness stated that the defendant was still in the driver's seat at the time of their interaction, and that it was clear that the defendant was intoxicated. The witness reported that the defendant had slurred speech, was incoherent.
Chugging an entire bottle of vodka after crash isn't just reckless, it's pure desperation. Some defendants do it hoping to blur the timeline of intoxication, try to make it harder to prove they were drunk before the accident. It's a risky move that almost never works, but it reveals a lot about addiction, fear, and panic in the moment. So what do you think? Was she trying to outsmart the system, or was she simply losing control?
Not success. The police stated to the witness, I don't know where I am. The witness reported the being called and defendant itself on a crash. And immediately after that call, the defendant grabbed a bottle of vodka and consumed the entire thing in front of the will witness.
What?
Yes, Sherman. That's what happened.
She took a bottle of vodka and consumed an entire bottle of vodka in front of the will witness?
That's what I have here. The will witness noted that the defendant drank the alcohol bottle as if the defendant was drinking water.
Just when you think you've heard it all, man. I mean, really.
The officer observed an empty bottle of chocolate vodka, and then went to the hospital to make contact with the defendant. The officer observed the strong odor of alcohol beverage from the defendant, observed the defendant have slurred speech and glossy eye. The officer read the DIC form for the defendant when the defendant became coherent, and it was proceeded to a breath test and blood test. The hospital discharged the defendant, and the defendant was transported to the Joint Processing Center, but was unable to perform the state arrest for sobriety test due to the defendant's failure to follow instructions and to keep the defendant's and the inability of the defendant to keep her head up. The officer took the defendant's failure to follow instructions as a refusal. The officer was unable to get the defendant to stand upright to perform HDN, and due to the physical condition, the officer did not ask the defendant to perform walking chair or the stand. The officer concluded, the officer offered the opportunity to provide breath and blood, the defendant declined to provide, breath or blood, and the officer proceeded with a residual search warrant for the defendant's blood. The officer was advised, sorry. The officer was advised the blood would be ready in 2 to 3 days. The officer noted that, that's all I have.
Do you have blood back or no?
I do not. I'm not sure if that in the is referring to. The warrant was presented to the hospital, Your Honor, and a nurse advised that the blood is ready for 2 days. The officer.
Do you have any prior to guys?
There was one in Caldwell County that was dismissed, Your Honor.
License?
License is. No,
This is the judge?
It's not on docket. I have to give you a case number. You ready?
Yeah.
255-7402.
Thank you.
If you speak English, right?
Yes.
If you have a problem with alcohol or drugs, now is the time for you to address it. Because stop. There's nothing that you can say at this moment. I'm warning you now, because this is the only one that you're going to get. I will do everything in my power to protect my city at all costs. I don't care who you are, what color you are, if you're a small farm animal. If I find that you're using, it's not going to go well. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now is the time for you to try to get any help if you need help, because I don't know you. I've never met you before. All I know is what they're telling me. And if that's in fact true, now is the time for you to address it. I am going to put a monitor on your ankle so I know that you're not consuming alcohol at any time. I will not entertain any excuses like it's mouthwash, it's a tequila lollipop, hair dye. I've heard it all, and excuses mean nothing to me. If you consume, it's not going to go well. Because of all, I don't want you in the car driving. You're not allowed to drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I find that you do, it's really not going to go well for you. I am putting now a restriction on your license that you are not allowed to drive any vehicle that's not equipped with an ignition interlock on it. If you're caught, and I'm sending this notice to DPS, so everybody, every officer in this state knows, if they pull you over and they don't see an interlock, they will take you to jail. Do you understand? And then you and I will have problems. Just don't.
Judge, this is Carl Lopez first,
Yes, ma'am.
and then you said no driving?
Correct.
Thank you.
And then a scram, please.
Yes, Judge.
You have the ability to hire a lawyer, ma'am. We will give you an application. You missed court once. A warrant is now in effect for you because you missed court the first time. I will reinstate your bond now, but this is the only get out of jail free card that you get. If you miss court again, you violate any of these conditions, you will stay with me. And I don't know who you have in this life, but if you don't have anyone to pony up $5,000 to $10,000, you will be stuck like Chuck until this case is over. Do you understand? All right, come up. We'll have you sign this. I need you to fill an application. Deputy Miranda's going to give you an application, and we'll go from there.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, sir. Sir, you are Said. Is it Said?
Say it, yeah.
Said. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. On April 5th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, officers observed the defense vehicle going 105 miles an hour on the Northwest Freeway in a 60-mile-an-hour zone. The traffic stop was initiated, and the officer observed the defendant to be the driver and the sole occupant. The defendant was identified by a German identification card. The officer observed bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage from the defendant. The defendant stated he would not answer questions and would not perform standardized fit sobriety tests. A breath test was refused, and the officer observed 3 empty beer bottles and an empty bottle of wine in the defendant's motor vehicle. A blood warrant was obtained and a blood draw was executed.
Are you trying to tell me that he's consuming while driving?
Does not specify, Your Honor.
Regardless, Mr. Said, you are not allowed to drive unless you have a valid license to drive. Do you understand?
Yes, Your
All
Honor.
I heard here was a German identification card. If you do not have a license to drive and liability insurance in your name, then you're not allowed to drive, and that is a condition of your bond. If I find that you violate these conditions, then I'm going to put you in jail. No more PR bond. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, likewise, into jail you will go. No more PR bonds.
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't know what your immigration status is, but if you're not in this country with permission, if your paperwork is not done the right way and you go to jail and immigration finds you, they will put an immigration detainer and you will be stuck like Chuck in there until this case is over with, which could be 6 months, and then you get shipped off to immigration. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
No, Your Honor, I'm not allowed to work right now.
Okay, I can have you fill out an application. I need to know everything about you, how much money you have at the bank, how you get money, how kind of cars you have, property, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, IRAs. I'll take a look to see whether you qualify, and then we'll go from there. We'll have you give you an application. I'll have you sign a reset with Ramona, and then we'll have you take your signature box.
You said no driving?
Unless, does he have any kind of,
From what I have, Your Honor, he does not have a license.
I do have a license.
we'll,
Without insurance and.
with the no driving without a valid license and insurance? Okay, all right. To qualify, you have to be at the poverty threshold to qualify. If you make the kind of money that you make, you don't qualify. This life is not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you spend. Spend too much and you get into a hole, we can't foot the bill for the taxpayers,
Yes, Your Honor.
make good money, which is great, right?
Yes, Your Honor. It's my wife.
Stop. I don't want you to say anything. Just, so we're going to give you time. There's a gajillion and one lawyers out there. It's about you finding the one. It's like buying a car. You don't go, when you're starting off in life, you don't go buy a Lamborghini or a Bentley or a Ferrari. You go to Toyota, Honda, and lawyers, 99% of them will put you on a payment plan as you go. You have to negotiate with them. Don't take them at first blush. There's literally a gajillion and one lawyer, criminal defense lawyers out there. So if you don't find one or one's not willing to negotiate, go to the next one, because there's tons of them out there. Okay. All right. We're going to give you 30 days. Don't wait. There's a lot of timing requirements with the DWI. So don't sit there and, I'm going to wait until 29 days to start looking. You're only hurting yourself. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Good luck. Oh, I would also probably look for one, the immigration as well, if you're not a citizen of this country. Okay.
Thank you.
Good luck.